Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's bright and early, mind, body, and soul. I'm not going into the gym today. Been sore, need a day off. Been going the last 6 days in a row. I'll still do my morning body weight workout though, and do some morning exercises. It's important to stay on top of our movement and have an active day off. Even if we have a day off from the gym, still have an active day off. Don't just rest, sit around doing nothing. I want to talk about multitasking. This is a pet peeve of mine. It's something that really bothers me. It zaps your production, your productivity. It makes it so you get multiple jobs done poorly instead of one job done perfectly. I rarely find a person who can multitask successfully. In their mind, people think that they can handle it. People think that it's a good thing to do, that it's a perfect way to manage time. It really just depends on what you consider multitasking. Now, I have a buddy of mine who we deal with sometimes who has a paint shop, auto body shop, and he does paint for motorcycles. He can multitask because while he's waiting for a tank and fenders on one project to dry, so he can continue the next stage of whatever that may be, he can jump on another project. Sometimes it may take a day for a project to dry, in which case, why just sit around with your thumb up your ass doing nothing? You can jump on something else. That's technically multitasking. It works. It's a good idea. Handle two things at once. But when you literally find yourself doing two things at the same time, driving and talking on your phone, working out at the gym on two machines at the same time, people do this. And they'll do one set and then they'll run over and try to hit a power set, whatever it's called, on another machine. Had this fucking old man. I hate getting in arguments with people at the gym. I'm there, trying to be happy in a happy environment, positive environment. I don't need it to turn into a fucking dive bar, but this motherfucking old man, luckily for him, it was his age. If he was a little younger, I probably would have knocked all his teeth out. I go to jump on a machine. I'm doing a warm down. I had already done my workout. I was just kind of warming down. Gonna get a couple light sets in. He comes running across the fucking gym, like sprinting across the gym, looking right at me, and I'm like, what's up with this guy? He comes right up to me, like almost in my face, little old man, and he's like, I'm still using that machine. And I was like, no, you're not. I just saw you using the one across the gym. I just saw you run, literally. It was a huge gym. I just saw you run across the gym. You're using that one over there. And he's like, I'm using both. I was ready to wring his neck, snap his little neck off his head. You easily do that. It's never a good look beating up old men. You never look like a hero, even if you're perfectly justified. You never look like a hero. Sometimes you gotta let things go. I just kind of laughed at the guy. I was just like, dude. I mean, have fun. I just saved your life by not killing you. I hate when motherfuckers multitask. I'm in a conversation right now, this morning, with some of the top brass, or a person that's in the management up at Harley Davidson. And we're talking about my display that I put up in their showroom every year for Bike Week. This year it's become a problem, which I'm not happy about, but I do understand. I'm not going to go into the details. And they're no longer putting aftermarket parts in their showroom. They'll still sell aftermarket parts, obviously, but they're not going to put large displays of aftermarket parts in their showroom. Harley Davidson now has their own line of handlebars, two designs of which they stole from me, and I don't think I have a case to sue them. I didn't copyright the handlebars. But as I've been talking with this chick, and I've known her for 15 years, but as I've been talking with her back and forth with email, I would rather a phone conversation. It's more direct, but people are busy. I just realized off of the last response that I just got done reading before I made this video, it really annoyed me, that she didn't read my previous email. I had to respond again, reiterating the exact same thing that I said in the previous email. I copied and pasted the portion, and I told her, I just asked you a direct question. I'm not sure what your answer is about, but can you please answer this question? I hate to get angry at her, but I know what she's doing. She's busy. She's multitasking. This is going to sound offensive to some of you out there, but multitasking is a feminine trait. And a lot of women do it. A lot of men don't. The men that do are acting feminine. I don't blame her for acting feminine. She's a woman. She thinks she can do more things at once, and I don't think she can. She can't even multitask whatever she's doing in her office and read my email at the same time because she skims. I know when people are skimming. They just speed read and skim through info on an email or on a text, and they usually respond. When people skim like that, they usually respond because of their lack of attention to either the first sentence, a cherry-picked sentence in the middle, or the last sentence. Very often, they will just simply respond to the last sentence. You could have 3 paragraphs, and whatever your last sentence is, that's going to be the only response you get. This has happened with me and this person a couple times now. It's annoying this time because I need some actual direct information on a very specific question, and this fucking dingbat can't take the time to put down whatever she's doing and read my 1-paragraph email that I sent her carefully and simply just respond to the couple questions that I ask. Now, I'm not trying to air dirty laundry out here. I don't need advice on how to have a business and how to run my handlebar company. I'm just giving you an example of simple daily multitasking that people do all the time that hinders communication and bothers the shit out of me. I personally, when I'm dealing with people or with any kind of project, I deal with it one at a time. I'm writing books. I've written 2 novels, both of which are done, and I've been sending them out to beta readers, which are just readers that give me their opinion on what they think the book is like. Both novels are about the mafia in Los Angeles. I'm writing a 3rd book right now that is not a novel at all. It's more of a self-help book, and I'm really excited about this book. It's going to help a lot of people. But I got the first novel, the very first one, in for editing with an editor. My mistake. And I apologized to her and told her, I paid her and I told her, we have to put this off. She was very nice about it. It was like, oh, no problem. Anytime you're ready, since you're already paid, just let me know. We'll get right on it. And she's very stable. I've been doing this for many decades. She's a very well-known editor, someone that I've known actually for a little while. I've been lucky enough. I went to high school with her. And I realized, because of some of the constant back and forth emails with chapters, she edits a chapter, sends me back the chapter for me to review, and it's actually become a lot of work, more than I had expected. Now I'm currently writing another book. I'm on my this 3rd book, and I'm doing the 3rd or 4th draft. Gosh, I can't even remember which draft I'm on. I do so many drafts on these books. But I'm on one of my final drafts on this book, and I'm really excited about completing this body of work. I'm going to pitch this book to you guys. I hope that people out there will buy it. It's going to be a short book, but full of just great tips of how to work on self-mastery. And I realized with this process, with this editor, that I can't multitask these 2 books. I can only work on 1 book at a time. Now, I probably could force myself. Some people say, oh, Scott, you can't do the 2 books at once. I probably could. But I noticed this last week, doing both at once, that both books are now starting to, in my opinion, decline in how good they are in my writing skills. Because I'm not fully submersed. I like to submerge myself in something. When I'm working on a bike, I used to do this. I would have 3 bikes going at once. work on 3 choppers or 3 custom bikes at once. I could have a bobber, a cafe racer, and a chopper, all on 3 different lifts. And you see me bopping back and forth between all 3. I thought that was a good way to go. Next thing you know, the chopper I built, fucking customer calls me back after he pays for it and drives off, and calls me back 20 minutes later and he's like, yo, I'm driving down the fucking highway and the front fender fell off, dude. And I'm like, ah, shit. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's my own fucking stupidity for bopping back and forth between these 3 fucking bikes. Work on 1 bike at once. Work on 1 project at once. Read 1 email at once. Have 1 conversation at once. Eat 1 thing at once. Go to 1 machine at the gym at once, and when you're done with that, then do another one. Do 1 thing at a time. It will simplify your life. It will make the fucking swamp in your mind clear up. You know, like when you're stepping through, have you ever walked through a creek, and as you step in, fucking dust, you know, sand and dirt from the from under the water kicks up, and you can no longer really see the little minnows or, you know, anything. You have to wait. If you want to see the minnows swimming around again, you have to patiently wait for all that dust to settle and to clear. This is like what we do with our mind. Work at 1 thing at a time and you will master that 1 thing. And when you've done it perfectly, you clean 1 thing at a time. And when you're done cleaning that, then you move on to the next thing. Do everything this way, 1 at a time. I don't know. It's just food for thought. Thanks for watching.